Hello everybody, welcome back. Today I'm doing a speed drawing of a horse, and I'm doing it in a type of style that I used to do back in high school actually, that I haven't done in a long time, where I would basically use kind of outlines and lines. I don't know, you'll see as I fill it in to draw and get contours. I did use a reference photo, I believe, for the pose. Or maybe I didn't. I think I did. We'll see. Anywho, right now I was just blocking in the shapes, the basic shapes, kind of developing, the body, the legs, all that kind of stuff. Making sure that everything fit proportionally. And now I'm going to go back and outline, basically give the outline of the horse and make sure that it makes sense. I'm going to add the mane, the ears, the tail, smaller details like that to make sure that everything is where it's supposed to be. And I've been doing a new way of getting their legs together, which I think has worked really well so far. I got a much better sense of how to get their legs lined up. And so now you can see that I'm gathering these colored pencils. Now normally in the past I would do this with pens, but I threw away or gave away all the pens I had at some point. Because I wasn't using them. It was a mistake. I should have kept them, but whatever. So we're going to try and recreate it with pens. And I like the result. I think I made the mane and tail way too light. I think I should have taken them down a notch in color. But now I'm just going through and I'm going to lighten up the outline I made so that it's less visible when I start to go through and add the color. You see I was erasing the kind of internal building blocks I was using, and I'm just trying to make sure that everything stays kind of light so the pencil lines don't interfere with the color. And I'm going to go through and do kind of basic outline here. God, that perspective's kind of wonky on that pencil. My camera was literally right above me. That kind of looks kind of cool. Anywho, so I did the mane in yellow, and I'm coming back through with orange to redo the outline, because that's going to be the main thing. And I am trying to press down pretty hard with the colored pencil. This is not the technique I'm doing here. I'm not trying to build up color. I'm trying to use bold lines to create the shapes and shading of the horse. So you'll see here in a minute, once my hand moves out of the way, what I've been doing with the face, and basically adding lines all around in the various shapes. So you'll see, maybe I can get it to... So if you can see, there's kind of lines that I'm making that's following the contour of the various shapes of the horse's body. So the legs, the cheek, the face. And then there's some points that I'm leaving not lined in. That'll be shaded and covered later. So I'm just going to go in and keep doing that. I'm going to start lighter on the hooves. I think I ended up making the hooves quite dark, at least in editing, because I didn't like how they looked when I uploaded it to the computer, but we'll see. And yeah, you'll see I'm making these shapes over and over again, kind of where the basic muscle groups and areas are, and then I just kind of fill it in with more contour lines. So I'm just doing all these contours all around the body to give the shape. And And then I'll go back in with different colors once that's done to give like the shading. So here we're just finishing up the hindquarters, and we're gonna get to the last two legs. I'm just gonna fill those in. The legs get basically broken down into like 3 sections, 4 including the hooves. So yeah, so now I'm gonna come in with red. I'm gonna fill in some of the details of the eyes, the nose, and the mouth. Start shading a little bit on the hooves, coloring in the mane. The mane I don't contour. I don't think I ever contoured the mane or the tail, so they'll be more free flowing in contrast to like the contoured body. Yeah, I made it very yellow. I should have added more like to it, because it just yeah. And you see here now I'm coming back in with the orange, and I'm darkening up the hooves a little bit and the red, and I'm not coloring over the lines I made. I'm making other contour lines in between the contour lines that I made before to indicate the shading. So that's what I'm doing. I'm not like coloring it in. I'm drawing more contour lines in between the previously laid down contour lines. That's how I'm going about the shading. And I used to do this, like I said, back in high school. I used to do it all the time. I found it very fun, and I hadn't done it in a long time, and I did quite enjoy it. I quite enjoyed doing it again. I need to get my pens. I need to get some pens back in here. You see I'm going back in with some yellow to do the highlights. But I certainly did miss doing it this way. It's very fun. Probably also need to do a better job of picking colors in the future. This ended up, well, it was fine for doing it for the first time in a while, but it didn't quite end up the way I wanted it to, but that's alright. That happens. Yep, and you see I'm just going in for like the last bits of shading and highlights, trying to, again, suggest the different shapes and shadows with just the lines. With some blue violet and adding even more dark tones to certain areas to kind of give some like counterbalance shadow. And yeah, just continuing to kind of work these shadows a bit, make some of them darker, add some highlights. It looks a little too disjointed. I'll have to find some earlier examples of my work when I do this. It doesn't look quite as disjointed normally, but I just probably need to keep doing it. Yeah, kind of filling in the last bits there, making sure everything works. There we go. There would be the finished piece. So thank you for watching. Bye-bye.